Hello viewers, today we have a recent acquisition of a rather uncommon fan that I've been searching for a couple of years now. This is the Lasko Air Companion. This is the first video that I'm recording using this new vintage metal tripod, and I just have to say this tripod is absolutely fantastic, and I wish I had found a tripod like this years ago. This thing is so strong, it's so easy to adjust, it's everything that a tripod should be, which is what you would expect out of something that's old. It was designed properly with good quality and longevity in mind. I'm just kind of hitting the angle adjustment arm right now, and the tripod's not even flinching. The video is perfectly clear. Even if when I zoom it in here, the camera doesn't move all over the place like it did with the old the plastic tripod. It's easy to gradually move it, pan it around. It's just fantastic. This is such a great tripod. The video is going to be so much more stable and clearer now, and we should no longer have any issues with the camera falling back or falling over and breaking like it did a couple weeks ago, and all that trash should be resolved with this vintage tripod. So anyways, that's that. I picked this up today from the Bookface Marketplace. I paid a lot more for this than I would usually pay for a fan. I gave $25 for this. The lady that sold it was very professional, and the sale was pretty good. So this is in the series of odd fans that I have picked up on vacation, or I've seen on vacation. This one was in the house from, I want to say it was 2020 or 2021. It was a couple years ago now, and it's kind of been a running trend that all these vacation houses that my family goes to have some kind of unusual fans, which is odd. It's not what I would expect. I would kind of expect the basic run-of-the-mill whatever, because everything at rental properties is usually abused and is all busted up. But interestingly, no. There's been some unusual fans. The first house that we went to had that Lakewood Model 10 PBX, like personal box fan. I found one of those new in the box. That was pretty cool. And it also had the Galaxy cloudy amber bladed fan, which I thought that was going to be the easiest to find, but to this day I've still not found one. And then one of the other houses had the dark brown P223 that was super thin, a second generation. It was very, very thin. I found a second generation in the same color scheme, which I really like, but it's not the super thin version. And then the other house had one of these, which is also kind of unusual. Now, I just noticed that this tripod does not have a quick release, but that's kind of stinky. Okay, so maybe this is not quite as good as I thought. I mean, it's still a million times better than the other one, but sometimes I do use that quick release here. But since the tripod's not all creaky and flaky, I can pick it up like this and it doesn't really affect the video quality at all, so maybe that's not going to matter. We'll have to see as time goes on. And see, it also has this this tilt adjustment here, so when I put the tripod on the floor and the video becomes all crooked because the floor is so unlevel, I can just change that one knob there to straighten it out, as opposed to putting the legs at different heights, which is how the other one ends up falling over. So this is in pretty good condition here. It's very clean, and it's definitely been cleaned at some point, because if we take a look at the motor, there is a fairly significant amount of dust built up. Certainly not consistent with the amount of dust that's on the blades in the guard. In fact, it's pretty well blocked, just like that one at the vacation house was. So this has been pretty well cleaned, likely multiple times even. It's just kind of unusual. So this has the cord wrap on the back. It's got the speeds on the top there, and it does have the clicking plastic adjustments, but it's not horrid like the Air King unit is. So it can go all the way up and then kind of just slightly down. So it does have the infamous tuna can PSC motor. I don't know if these have any kind of a date code on them. It says lot number AC-P/N2031229. There's a capacitor on the other side. Let's see if the capacitor has date code. No, it doesn't. It's a pretty good sized motor for a game like this. The model number, I don't see where the model number is, but the information is down here, and it says 1.1 amps, type 15, style ECN 117. I'm sure there's a 4-digit number that corresponds to this fan. Just about all the Lasco stuff has that 4-digit number. This is it's only a 14-inch fan, so 1.1 amp motor to 14 inches is pretty good. 1.1 amps is more than they're putting into the box fans now. Even the better, actually no, that's may not be true. I think some of the better ones, like the Power Plus or whatever it is, I think those have 1.1 amp motor still, and then it's the 3733 that's the 0.8, or maybe it's down to 0.6. I don't remember. Point is, it's got a lot of power to it. And this is one of those models that reincarnated under the Air King brand after some time. Now I guess this would have been this has to have been a 2000s product. I thought these were from the 90s, but it's got to be a 2000s if it has that kind of motor. To my knowledge, that motor was not used prior to 2000s. So, no fuse plug though, so it's got to be early 2000s. Because by the time you get into the mid 2000s, it's the fuse plug debacle. So this has definitely got to be an early 2000s product. And it still has the Airflow K or the Lasco flag logo on there. Wow, look how steady that holds the camera. Much, much better. Alright. So we're testing at 119.6 the volts. So we'll go over to the amps and we're going to start it up on low. And no, this one is not anywhere near as creaky as the one that was in the vacation house. I think this one's in much better condition. The plastic is still pretty good. So I haven't used this, one of these in, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years, however many years ago that vacation was, so I really don't remember how this performed. Oh wow, that's pretty good. It's very quiet and it's very strong. I can feel that clear across the room. And I have to say, a lot of these early 2000s Lascos were pretty good fans. Yeah, that's really powerful, and it's very quiet too. I like this. Not bad at all. The balance is not terrible. It feels okay. But when I put it down, I can feel it's slightly out of balance. Nothing crazy though. The power information is 0.63 amps, 72.7 the watts, with a power factor of 0.96. That's not bad at all. Okay, the medium. Now it's starting to shake pretty good. We're going to have to balance this blade. That's really moving some air. It's a shame that the Air King model got discontinued. Yeah, this is powerful. This is real powerful. Okay, the power information is 0.81 amps, 95.8 the watts, with a power factor of 0.98. And the high. It's got a good range and speeds too. Wow, this is really, really strong. I don't remember it being this impressive. That is really throwing the air. It is pretty badly out of balance, so we'll have to get that corrected. Not a big deal. This is really, really powerful. It's moving air all over the studio. Power information is 1.08 amps, 1.09 amps, so right on target. 116 the watts with a power factor of 0.89. This is really powerful. And it's not that loud either, especially on low. And the bearings are still pretty free. Could certainly use some oil, but it's not bad. Especially considering these are 20 years old now. Well, that's great. I'm glad I found this, and I really like it. It performs very well.